The Jared Dillian Show.
I'm Jared Dillian. This is The Jared Dillian Show. If you want to call to talk about your money, please call 844-305-7800. That's 844-305-7800. This is The Jared Dillian Show. Yes, it is. And we're going to talk about Mr. Money Mustache again. I don't think he knows that I talk about him. I would have him on the show. I'm all for debating people. It would be like swatting a fly with a Buick. I would own that guy. I would especially own him if it was televised, because then you could see what a freak he is. I assume he has a mustache. I mean, because his name is Mr. Money Mustache. So I'm sort of picturing this like outrageous handlebar mustache on a guy that's like 35 years old. But anyway, I read one of his old blog posts today. This is actually the second time I read it. I read it like 6 months ago, and I'm reading it again today. And I felt like talking about it 6 months ago, and I just couldn't bring myself to do it. It's back from 2011. He's been doing this blog for a long time. He's been doing it like 10 years. And the title of the post is, "A Millionaire is Made $10 at a Time." Already with the title. Like, you know, if you are a faithful listener to the Jared Dillian Show, you know that you don't become a millionaire $10 at a time. You become a millionaire in big chunks. You don't become a millionaire $10 at a time. You can become a millionaire $10 at a time, but that is the hard way to do it, and it's the painful way to do it, and it's the unpleasant way to do it, an arduous way to do it. There's easier ways to do it that are more fun. Why put yourself through that nonsense? We say this all the time. Whether you have money is the product of a few big decisions, not a million small decisions. And it's just a fact. It's just a fact. And the goal here is to be happy, right? So I'm not going to say that you can't turn on the heat in your house because you got to save $25 a month. Anyway, let's read the blog post, and then we're going to punch Mr. Money Mustache in the neck. I was at a party recently, and a lifelong friend walked up to start a conversation. Although we had never talked about money before, it turned out he'd been secretly reading this blog, and now he had a few questions for me. I understand now that even a family can retire on well under $1 million, but that is still a lot of money. Yet your blog talks mostly about small things, like saving $70 a month on electricity or gasoline or coffee. Aren't these two different universes of savings that don't even relate? It's a good question, of course. It's this perception of small versus large amounts of money that is the downfall for most of us. It drives many to fantasize about big lottery winnings, since that's the only way to become a millionaire if you're not a rapper or greedy corporate CEO, right? And meanwhile, we buy $9.75 bottles of Kirin at the sushi restaurant and $12 movie tickets to see Cars 2 with the kids in the movie theater, and drive 20-mile-per-gallon vehicles around town for relatively short trips. And we don't become millionaires very quickly at all. The solution to this is a change of mindset. It's time to start getting excited about $10 again. When I was a kid, I had to cut an enormous and hilly half-acre lawn by pushing a fume-spewing 21-inch lawn boy for 2 hours. That was $5. Then I excitedly waited a week so the grass would grow so I could repeat this process to earn another $5. At this point, I would have $10. This is awesome. This is so awesome. So amazing. $10 will still buy about 9 pounds of delicious, kick-ass, nutritious, muscle-fueling rolled oats. Still one of my favorite foods today, despite being able to afford fancier things. Or 2 gallons of organic milk. Or enough gasoline to drive over 200 miles in a good car. Weeks worth of regular driving. Or enough natural gas to provide hot water for showers and dishwashing for a family of several weeks. $10 is a lot of money, so you need to respect it. $10 bills are not just food stamps or amusement park coupons that you fork over by the dozen to get restaurant meals, smokes, strippers, drinks, tourist attraction admission, and assorted domestic services. Each 10 is a critical brick in the early retirement castle you are building. If you save $796 per week for 10 years, and get a 7% compounded investment return after inflation, you'll have $600,000 sitting around ready to party for you. As you can see in the footnote section below, that is more than enough to start a nice early retirement, especially if your house is paid off. Maybe more than twice as much as you need, but since we do conservative calculations here at Mr. Money Mustache, let's roll with that number. Let's say you've got two income earners working together. Now, each one has to save only $398 a week. There are 112 waking hours in each week. So to go from broke to rich enough to retire early in just 10 years, each person has to make 40 successful $10 decisions each week. Some of these decisions can be made automatically, like owning a less expensive car and driving it less. That's $100 per week per person. Using less electricity and other utilities, that's $25. Eating most office meals without going out to lunch, that's $50. Not having cable TV, and in general spending less time in retail establishments, that's $25. Now the remaining number is only $200 a week. This is the punchline. This is the coup d'etat. Most zero savings people blow dramatically more than $200 a week just in random purchases. Spas, yoga, fingernail treatments, bottles of wine, 6-packs of beer, shoes, electronic gadgets, ice cream cones, movie tickets, plastic toys for toddler birthday parties, books from Amazon.com instead of your local library, lawn care services, whatever. Those combined with the automatic savings above and the $10 decisions that make the difference between the typical broke and indebted person and the mustachian early retiree. If you start respecting your tens at age 20, you'll be retired by 30. This is comically bad. Okay, this is comically bad. No ice cream cones. You can't have ice cream. Stop it with the ice cream. No more ice cream allowed. You can't have ice cream. No toys. Your kids can't have toys. No toys. No shoes. You walk around barefoot. No, you can never watch movies ever again. Never. Go ahead and tell your kid that he can't have any toys because of Mr. Money Mustache. Again, with the thermostat. $25 a month by using less electricity. Here's a tip for you. Use the electricity. Be comfortable. That it's a good use of your money. You can spend money on air conditioning. It's fine. It is the year 2020. We have air conditioning. $25. $25. You're going to suffer for $25 in either like freezing cold or sweltering heat. For $25. That's your plan. Seriously. I can't believe it. And yoga might seem frivolous, right? But yoga is not that expensive. If you want to take yoga classes, take yoga classes. It's a small luxury. It is a luxury that most people can afford. I mean, look, if you really want to save money, then just get a yoga mat and do yoga in your house. If you're looking to cut costs, that's a decent way to cut it, but yoga's not that expensive. Again, what we are seeing is somebody who is demonizing consumption, saying that spending money is bad, spending money is evil. By the way, one thing I want to comment on, two things. I have to give him credit. Okay, the main reason this guy's blog is so successful, he's a very good writer. He's not a particularly timid or fustian or grandiloquent writer, but he's a good writer. He's a good communicator, And I do like that he uses very conservative assumptions about investments. You know, when he said that you would take this money and compound it at 7%, I mean, that's integrity. I got to give him credit. I mean, he could have easily done it at 12% and said you would have had 1.2 million or something like that. So I got to give him credit for that. But this whole thing about demonizing consumption, it's not bad. You can spend money. It all comes down to the big things. The big things. How much interest you pay on your house, on your car, on your student loans. You can get to $1 million, $10 at a time. It's gonna suck. It is gonna suck, you know? And I understand the desire to save now so you can consume later, but Mr. Money Mustache wants to consume never. He's got a lot of money, and he's still not consuming. He will never consume. I don't know what is the point of saving the money. I don't understand it. I guess he never wants to see another movie again. No more beer. You can't drink beer. No more beer ever again because you're on the Mr. Money Mustache program. So also saving $800 a week is a lot of money. That's $40,000 a year. Are you asking somebody who makes $60,000 to save $40,000 a year? Like, that is going to suck. I mean, yeah, you can do it if you give up ice cream. Who wants to sign up for that? This is a poisonous philosophy. Now, there are some abundance people out there who say, just don't worry about expenses. Just make millions of dollars. Focus on the revenue side. And we focus on the revenue side too, but there is a balance. Not by buying rolled oats. You have to be kidding me. I'm Jared Dillian. This is The Jared Dillian Show.
The Jared Dillian Show.